United Nations, working hard for you and me, supporting communities and making a better place. United Nations.
This is We the Peoples, a weekly conversation with the United Nations in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Fane Richards. Good to be with you. Young people are a powerful force for change. They need a space in the national conversation to make their views and their aspirations known. And there are a lot of youth voices who need that space. Trinidad and Tobago's population has nearly 500,000 young people aged 30 or under. That's why the Caribbean Office of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, known as UNESCO, is giving young people a platform to raise their voices. Using the hashtag #IRespectYou, young people from across the Caribbean have been invited to share messages about equality, diversity and inclusion on social media, with UNESCO featuring them on Instagram. Hear from Mia, a member of the social justice student group Ignite at UWI St. Augustine.
Social media aids with the ease of access to information, which would then be able to help further educate people on like a particular issue. So for instance, with all the murders that were committed against women, social media is able to like amplify the information that will be put out, or like if we were to like donate to like the families, is way easier in terms of social media to like get information across to people as well as to help mobilize them.
UNESCO isn't only supporting young people to get their voices heard. UNESCO is also creating spaces for young people to have their opinions factored into policy decisions. This is especially important in the COVID-19 recovery process. Latoya and Shanice, past presidents of youth councils in Trinidad and in Tobago, co-wrote a UNESCO think piece. They explored the meaningful engagement of young people for an equitable and inclusive recovery from the pandemic in Caribbean's small island developing states. Latoya shares her thoughts on how young people have been at the forefront of the pandemic supporting their peers.
The first thing I saw was a lot of online sensitization about the challenges young persons have with moving from traditional learning structures to online structures. So there were a lot of online meetings, there were a lot of advocacy campaigns about how young persons could quickly adjust to this new system. And there was also a strong call for policymakers to ensure that young people could transition easily.
Shanice hopes society will hear directly from and work together with young people to shape a recovery that benefits everyone.
There truly needs to be buy-in and support, as well as collaboration from the public sector, the private sector, and the NGO sector as well. Working together in tandem with each other, we will be able to better respond to the various issues faced by young people and our society as a whole. We really support the changes that government made in terms of creating a Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. And this ministry really needs to have a mandate and a focus towards the youth response in COVID-19 and truly understanding the needs of young people at that level.
UNESCO supports countries in the region to advance the rights of young people and build on their potential. If you would like to join UNESCO's I Respect You campaign, follow UNESCO on Instagram at UNESCO_Caribbean. Thanks for listening to this edition of We the Peoples, Conversations with the United Nations in TNT. We'll be back next week to continue exploring the UN's support for Trinidad and Tobago's development.
United Nations, working hard for you and me, supporting communities and making a better place. United Nations.